Well, this is the moment we have all been waiting for, the grand finals of the 10th edition of the US Open T20 tournament, and it has come down to the defending champions, Somerset Cavaliers and California Bears, who were knocked out at the semi-final stage last year. They have gone past that hurdle, and they're here now. Joining me at the toss, to my right, the chairman of Cricket Council USA, Mohammed Qureshi. To my left, the vice chairman, Mohammed Amin Makatia. And next to him, of course, the captain of the Bears, Damian E. Banks, and Najaf Shah, who is becoming a bit too familiar on the screen of CCUSA now, Shah Jafar, tournament director and a host of officials who will be participating in this finals. So the chairman asked me about something special today. He said, listen, today we have the finals. This is what I'm about. This is a great moment for me. And of course, I want cricket to win. But before we get to him and what he has to say, I'd just like to ask Damian, your thoughts on the tournament this year and heading into this final today.
The tournament is really good this year. It's getting better and better each year, and I appreciate what Mark is really doing for cricket in US.
And of course, your team looking to pass that other hurdle. Last year, Najaf dealt with you at the semi-final stage, and they tell me for an entire year you have been looking to get back at him. This is your chance.
Yeah, this is a really good chance. Better than last year in the final is the best place to repay them in the final. So we just want to go out and have a good game of cricket.
Everyone fit and ready?
All is fit and ready.
Okay, great. And Najaf, you into the finals again, and Andre Russell special innings last night.
Yeah, I mean, I have no word for him actually. We were struggling. We were like 4 for 15, yeah, and he came in and he, he, he put us a good total on the board and we defend that total at the end.
How wonderful would it be for you to win the 10th US Open title?
I mean, yes, we are looking forward for it, and being a professional, we are here, team defending these championships. So hope likely, yeah, we will try our best.
And tell us, Najaf, you have been a regular performer here at the US Open. What has this tournament done for you?
I mean, this tournament is very special. You know, in USA cricket is in very beginning stage, and this is the platform for all the players in USA. They came actually all over the USA and from all over the world and play in this tournament. Especially local players from USA, they got chance to play with the international players. So this tournament give them exposure to learn the cricket and to learn the cricket from the international players. It was really good. Yeah, I will appreciate Mr. McQureshi. He's doing a wonderful job.
And of course, the man who made all this happen, it will be remiss of me if we don't hear from him. Mohammed Qureshi.
Thank you, Vinod, and thank you for both teams be here on final. Have the great performance has been done with all this round for past 3-4 days. I know you guys tired. This is the last day, and I want to play very good games, both of them. And really, you guys put on big shows. Yesterday was the great games, and you guys have like easy games. I seen a bear, but today is your final, and show them up to all the world. You are the champion, one of them for my 10th anniversary. I put my life and times, all this thing for this event to come in. It's a long times has been done for 10 years, any cricket. And USA, this is the North America, one of the biggest tournament we produce. So give them opportunity for the youth. We have a lot of youth. I like to have all the youth come in today and see them the best games. So I want to have good luck for both captains and good work for umpiring. So now all have been done. And thanks for all our staff, which has been doing. So this is the last final games. I want to cooperate everybody celebrate for 10th anniversary. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Mark. And he has the coin. He will now do the toss. Who's going to call? Najaf, you won the toss. What are you going to do?
We are bowling fast.
Give us, explain your thinking behind that.
I mean, it's early morning. It's rain last night here. There is some moisture on the pitch. So we will try to utilize that moisture. And in T20 cricket, I think it's easy to manage when you bat second. You can play according to the situations.
Well, all the best for today's final.
Thank you very much.
And Deman, you might have lost the toss, but what were you going to do?
I was planning to take a ball first too.
So everyone wins.
Yeah. So it's good. We just have to go out there and try post a good total on the board. And whatever we put on the board, we go have to defend it.
And one factor must be playing on the back of your mind, Dre Ross.
Well, he scored a big one last night, so hope today is his bad day, you know what I mean? So that's what we're hoping for. Take out any chance we get, turn our half chances to chances, and that's what we have to do.
Okay, well, thank you for being with us here. I want to wish you all the best.
Thank you, man.
So the news down at pitch side is that the news down at pitch side is that the Somerset Cavaliers, they have won the toss and they have decided to bowl first.
They gon' like this, man. Championship talk. Okay. Watch how I kick it, no cap. Master cricket, my wickets undefeated, you dig? I'm on the top of the list, celebrate so sweet. Every day is a victory, hold the trophy up high and let photographers get it. Like Jaskiran and Zishan, I keep winning and winning. Or Muhammad Ali Khan, did one here for the fences. Hand me my wicket, you know I'm ready to play. I do this cricket my way, I do this cricket my way. Who, me? Yeah, I was winning the game, I was having the fame. I set fire to the flame, and you already know this the world's best game. Championships, it's time to pop champagne. US, this is US Open Cricket. US, this is US Open Cricket. US, this is US Open Cricket. Ball in the wicket, baby, this is cricket. All around the world, they came to play. There only can be one champion today. Hey, I came, I saw, I love this game. It feels good to be number one again. I came, I saw, I love this game. It feels good to be number one again. US, this is US Open Cricket. US, this is US Open Cricket. US, this is US Open Cricket. Ball in the wicket, baby, this is cricket. US, this is US Open Cricket. US, this is US Open Cricket. US, this is US Open Cricket. Ball in the wicket, baby, this is cricket.
Good morning and welcome to the Central Broad Regional Park, and we're here for the finals of the 10th edition of the US Open T20 tournament, and you can see the players walking out there. We just had the toss with Andre Russell and an interview with Andre Russell as well. At the toss, the Cavaliers won it and decided to take first bowl, and coming in to put up a score that they think might be unassailable will be the challengers, the California Bears. Andre Russell, we all saw what he did last night, and a lovely overhead shot of the players as they're getting into position this morning, and lovely weather on the outside. And God has blessed this tournament with that. The finals, we're on finals day, so the defending champions are back in the finals, and they are coming up against the Bears, who they knocked out at the semi-final stage last year. Let me say good morning to Leonard Archibald.
Thank you, Vinod. It's championship day. On Wednesday morning at the opening ceremony, 24 teams paraded in front of the opening ceremony formalities, and it's now come down to the last two. Somerset Cavaliers, no stranger to championship game. They're repeating what happened last year in terms of appearance. The result is another issue, but California Bears has certainly showed up. And as I made the point during the tournament, they'll need to win here to make up for the disappointment appearance last year.
Well, let me leave you in the very capable hands of Shah Faisal for the first 5 overs, and then we take it from there. Shah?
So, brilliant sunshine here at the Central Broward Regional Park. Just to give you a sense of the teams, as we see the two California Bears batsmen making their way to the middle of the teams. Somerset Cavaliers, Marshall, Gajanan Singh, Najaf Shaw, Tahir Khan, Andre Russell, Mohammed Khalil, Kenar Lewis, Sean Finley, Rusty Tehran, Ashar Zaidi, and Assad Gauss has been brought in to the side at the expense of Shahir Hassan. California Bears, their squad includes Otley, Narain, Diyal, Hussein, Damian Ebanks, he's the captain, Navin Stewart, Glenn, Adrian Ali, Andre Fletcher, Shazam Babwa, and the Hampshire man, Chris Wood. So good morning, Faisal. And we are in for championship final, and it's Cavaliers versus the Bears.
Very good morning, Lenny, and very good morning to all from a very, very sunny Central Broward Regional Park here in Fort Lauderdale. We're in for the big game. All the stars, they've made sure their teams get to the final, and we're all in readiness for the big final, well anticipated. And I must say that the two best teams in the tournament have hit form at the right time to be here for this big one.
Yes, Shaw, and people around here and even our viewers are still not they're still not done with what happened last night. What a cracker of a game. And that game could have gone any way coming into the second to last over. And in fact, the momentum might have been broken for the US All-Stars when Malhotra departed in some bit of I wouldn't say controversy for now, but a little bit of what could have or what should have from an officiating standpoint.
Absolutely, and you can tell these games are so competitive and the margins are so narrow that a couple of seconds of delay here and there would have made Malhotra cross over, and then Tariq would have been dismissed, and Malhotra, who was on fire, could have taken his team home. But back to the hero from last night, Rusty Terron, has the ball in his hand from the northern end, and Fletcher is on strike.
Yeah, Fletcher has played at the highest level. He's a very active T20 player, and I'm trying to think that the players, they come to this tournament, they're given uniforms. The uniforms we know belong to the team, but many times their helmet are not really part of the kit. And I'm trying to see or trying to visualize. There's so many franchises Fletcher would have played for, and I'm trying to see which of the franchise he has the yellow kit. I might have brought a helmet here.
He's played for Peshawar Zalmi. They wear the yellow gear, and he played in the Canadian GT20 as well.
So a couple of good balls here from Rusty Terron. It's going to be a good contest. Rusty Terron, he's bowling now to Andre Fletcher, one of the best in the business from the West Indies, from Grenada. And Rusty Terron, although not playing at the international level, does bring to the table some bit of quality.
Absolutely. His composure under pressure last night was very, very good. And his over made a lot of difference when he took 2 wickets in that over.
So driving through the offside doesn't go well. Ball goes straight into the hands of Keenar Lewis, who has been given the glove today at the expense of Shahir Hassan. Couple of changes in the Somerset Cavaliers lineup. Gajanan Singh is in, and also Asad Gauss, one of the top off spinner, having played at the US national level.
They made a couple of changes. Shahir, who was keeping the wickets, he's been left out for this one as Lewis is back behind the stumps. Interesting to see that Rusty Terron is getting a very good shape away from the right-hander and good carry as well.
Oh, that's a big shot here from Fletcher. He's offered a chance. Mid-on made a mess out of things there. We'll have to pick up the field. The ball was in the air for a long time. Should have been taken. Fletcher gets a couple of runs, and Rusty Terron will have to come again.
Yeah, catching was a feature of last night from the Cavaliers in both their games. And this time, it was a high ball from Fletcher. Skipper Najaf was underneath that, running backwards, slightly misjudged it. In the end, tried with both hands, but it came in and came straight out of his hands. A life for Fletcher. He's looking to make a move on.
Yes, Sean, that was one of the high points of Somerset Cavaliers last night. Everything that went up into the night, they grabbed with both hands, and even their fielding. Tahir Khan controlled one part of the ground, and the sensational throw, the direct throw straight into the perfect hands of Rusty Terron to effect the run out of Malhotra was a very impactful play last night.
Absolutely, they're catching together with the ground fielding. Under difficult condition, it has to be said, with damp outfield and dew falling. But they were sensational in the field despite the intense pressure put on by Malhotra and Parnell during that partnership. But they came out on top on that battle. But today is a new day, and a drop catch won't make him very happy. This time Fletcher goes, went down the wicket and got the outside edge. Easy take for Lewis. First blood in the big final for the Cavaliers as Theron strikes.
So Fletcher goes, surviving a drop catch, and now he goes a couple of balls later. So Theron among the wickets quite early here, and certainly has given Somerset Cavaliers another good bowling start. That's exactly what you want from your opening bowler. As Fletcher walks back to the pavilion, having made a very brief stay, it's 2 for 1.
Fletcher trying to impose himself on the proceedings from very early on, and he tried, got away once, but his luck ran out on the second time of asking. Good bowling, it has to be said, and the wicket looks very good. A lot of carry and good movement for Theron with the new ball. So the breakthrough has been achieved by Cavaliers. As we watch, Ali is the new man for the California Bears.
So Ali comes out here at number 3. And Ali has been like a slider in the team. He's batted at almost every position, every game. He's a frontline batsman, having been to the US Open on several occasions. And in fact, and he's one of the players. If Bears win here today, it will be the 4th time he's been part of a winning unit. 2 times with Trinidad and Tobago, 1 time with US Tigers. And of course, if he wins today, it will be with the California Bears. So Sunil Narain will face his first ball. He would have had a long time to observe what is happening here. 6 balls, and at the fall of one of his comrade, and that is Andre Fletcher, Najaf Shah.
Najaf from the southern end now. Skipper, excellent delivery first up, squared Narain up. Najaf Shah as well went for plenty last night. Never seen him go for that many, but it was an intense game. But I think he realizes, as all these professionals, it's T20 cricket, especially when you're a bowler, you can have different times where you can be taken apart. But when you start a new game, it all starts afresh.
Narain goes through the offside. We could see the first boundary. Ball holds up in the deep, and they'll come back for a couple of runs. So good looking shot here from Narain, just clearing the infield. Good shot to play in the early stages of a game.
Played with the swing that was going away from the left-hander, and we can see the size of the boundaries are slightly bigger today for this match. Narain clearing his front leg, wanted to go over the offside. 2 runs to get his innings going.
And Narain in the last 2 years he has come on good with his batting, T20 batting. Ball eludes Kinar Lewis, so we'll have to wait and see. In fact, leg by is the call. It doesn't matter, there's 4 runs on the board.
Yeah, not just straying down the leg side. He got greedy, he went for the magic ball, tried to pitch leg and hit off, but this one didn't come back as much. Slide with the angle of the thigh pad. Kinar Lewis made a good effort, but it was away, and Narain has got his team a boundary. It goes in the extras, but it all added up. 8 for 1, the California Bears. Fine leg is up in the ring for Najaf. Square leg is deep, and so is the third man.
Oh, that's a good ball. Good bowling here from Najaf Shah. He's a quality bowler, and with his height and the ability to swing the ball, it appears to be both ways. He's leaving the left hand outside. And a very tall man, good bunks, good carry. Take a look.
Yeah, excellent line and length as well. Getting beautiful shape. It'll be very, very dangerous to the right-hander, as if he happened to bowl to a right-hander, because left armer bringing the ball into the right-hander, always very, very dangerous.
Oh, similar ball, similar result goes through to Kinar Lewis, and Narayan just playing inside of the ball, not entirely playing at all, just shadowing the bat and allowing the ball to go through. He realizes there's still 109 balls remaining, long way to go.
Absolutely, he's just playing the line, don't following the ball with his hands. Just play it down the line and let it go. This is good contest here. Najaf is getting the ball to move around. And Narayan, as you said, has picked up on his batting, especially in the T20 format. He's been used as an opener to very, very good effect by different teams. If he comes out, he can be very, very dangerous.
Good bowling here from Najaf Shah. 2 gone, 8 for 1. Fletcher, the batsman, out. He was caught behind of the bowling of Rusty Tehran for 2. And since then, we've seen Sunil Narayan using up an entire over here from Najaf Shah. Adrian Ali, when play resumes, he will be the man on strike for the first time.
Yep, good start by the Cavaliers. Very, very disciplined as we watch at Najaf's run-up. Excellent rhythmic run-up. High action, tall man. Still very, very fit. This time he bowled a variation delivery which came into the left-handed Narayan. And their combination of Tehran and Najaf has worked very, very well for the Cavaliers at the top of their bowling attack. They've complemented each other. Tehran has bent his back when he needed to, bowling as we would call the South African length, slightly back of a length, and getting good movement and bounce. He's already got the first breakthrough. Dangerous Fletcher.
So Ali gets going here. And Shaw, let's take a look at some of the batsmen who scored quite heavily in this tournament. Wayne Parnell, 249 runs. He sits on top of the table. The fact is Wayne Parnell won't be playing anymore in the tournament, so he's gone. Rizwan Chima, he's also gone with 213. Couple of players from the same team. Surprisingly, Chima didn't get going last night. Made a very brief appearance. In fact, his innings lasted 1 ball.
And that was Tehran got him.
Yeah, in fact,
early in his innings.
In fact, when Rizwan Chima came in to bat, my pen fell, and by the time I picked up my pen, his career from yesterday's game was over.
Very, very brief.
Very, very brief. And we've got Damian Ebanks. He's alive. In fact, he's playing here today. He could bat next, and he's sitting with 198 runs. The X-Man is playing here today. He will have his turn later on, 182 runs. And Johan Myberg, he's gone home, or at least he's out of the tournament. It's 148 runs.
Some very, very good performances along the way. The US All-Stars could consider themselves very, very unlucky. They were a very good team and they put up a brave fight, but were edged out by Cavaliers just by 7 runs. But California Bears, they've been doing good. No individual brilliances from them, but very, very good team effort. As a team, their bowling unit and batting unit, they've come to the fore when needed, and they're here playing the big final.
So another good ball here from Rusty Tehran. And Shaw, when you look at the matchup coming into the game, Cavaliers have played 5 and they've won all 5. Bears have played 4 and won all 4. Might have one of their match might have been abandoned or maybe a walkover, but the fact remains that both teams comes in here with a 100% win.
Absolutely, and that's the confidence of a winning side. When you're in a winning mode, you carry a lot of confidence. So it promises to be a cracking game of cricket. As Tehran has got the bit in his teeth because he's bowling fantastically. This is in the air on the onside, but sweeper's back there.
Yeah, Rusty Tehran has made a good start. He's bowled 9 balls. He's only given up 4 runs, and he has sent back Andre Fletcher.
That's the nature of the game. This big final, both the teams, they're trying to suss each other out, taking their time. usually belligerent Narayan. He's also prepared to have a look in. Ali's just faced one ball, but it has to be said it's a steady start for the Bears against a very, very good new ball bowling attack of Cavaliers.
And we'll run through the top 4 bowlers of the tournament in terms of wickets taken. Rusty Tehran. So here are the top 4 bowlers in terms of wicket taking. Of course, we've got Samuel Battery up there. He's up with 15 wickets. He's out of the tournament. Akil Hussain, he's playing here today. He's 14, so if he gets 2 wickets here today, he will be the man leading the charge. Shazam Baboy is playing here today. He's on 9. And Adam Khan, I think it is. He has 6 wickets, so those are your top wicket takers in the tournament.
Absolutely, and you look at these charts and some very, very good names, some very, very good talent that was on show here. But only 2 teams out of 24 is here today, and as I said, they're the best 2 teams that have got that far. As Tehran bowling with a slip, but he's got a square leg and fine leg right on the fence in the power play. As he's bowling an outswinger to Akil, who's trying to move right in front of the stumps to cover the swing. Pushes it gently.
Yeah, they've had to contend with some very good bowling here. Rusty Tehran and Najaf Shah. And you look at the scorecard here, lots of ones, 11 for 1. They've lost Fletcher. And between, here we go, not a quality delivery ball on the stumps. A little bit of swing there. Ali does well. That's a good ball. Not much you can do with those.
Absolutely good shape from Tehran. He's going to be bowling to the left-handed Narayan. No fireworks yet in this innings. We are halfway through the power play. Is it going to be a 7-ball over? Short pitch delivery, lifting. Narayan lets it go. Wide given by the umpire. I don't know if there's slight discrepancy with our scoreboard or the umpire has lost his count. I think that was a 7.
So Narayan remains on 3. It's a 12 for 1. Oh, playing a miss. Oh, he's gone. So Sunil Narayan, he is out, caught behind. And Bears in trouble here. They're batting at 12 for 2. Rusty Tehran. He has picked up another one. A couple of wickets quite early. And Narayan has to go for 3. It's 12 for 2.
Another good delivery from Tehran. He's been running in this morning, hitting the deck hard. This one was slightly outside the off stump. Full, looking for that swing. Narayan's eyes lit up, but he could only edge it to Lewis behind the stumps. He gets another wicket. Terrific delivery from Tehran as he wheels away in celebration. And Beers in a spot of bother, 13 for 2.
Yeah, another good delivery ball. Ball on target here. And so Narayan comes back quite cheaply, 12 for 2. Oh, very good start here from Somerset Cavaliers. And we'll have to pick up the new batsman who comes into the middle. Here we go. Very well bowled. Narayan forced to play. And in the end, Rusty Tehran, he's been bowling well in last night's game. And he started well here today. Picked up where he left off. 12 for 2.
Absolutely. 2 wickets down inside the first 3 overs. Cavaliers are back on top. Bears were expecting fireworks from their top order. But both the big guns are back in the hutch as Otley is the new man in. But Adrian Ali would be on strike to face Najaf. Short lifting once again, hit him on the glove, I think. It's impressive bowling from here, and there's a lot in the wicket for these tall, fast bowlers.
Yes, and Najaf Shah is This is like his sort of like quote-unquote home ground. He's played for the U.S. All-Stars last year, and this is in fact the year before, and was their home ground, so he's played several matches here. Last year, of course, played for Somerset Cavaliers, and because they went to the last of the back end of the tournament, a lot of games were played here. And this is the third time, if I'm not mistaken, that we have seen them in the stadium. So he's had good chance to bowl on this track.
You're right, and especially when you got the experience like he has. It doesn't take very long for them to assess the conditions, assess the wicket and adjust their lines and lengths accordingly. Having said that, he was sweating last night when Malhotra got after him. He went for the whopping 30 runs in one of his overs, and that had put the game right in US All-Stars' favor.
It's a ball outside the off stump. Good line to bowl here to Otley. So they've lost a couple of wickets if you're just joining the broadcast. They've lost Andre Fletcher for 2, Sunil Narain for 3, both off the bowling of Rusty Tehran. Similar mode of dismissal, caught behind.
Yep, Tehran has been on fire. He's in the knockout stages. He's come to the fore and he's produced his best. Najaf once again.
Oh, that's a brave looking shot here from Otley, running up towards the point boundary. And he crosses the rope now. That's a good looking shot from Otley. He certainly broke the pressure a little bit here. Najaf Shah outside the off stump. And a well played shot here off the bat of Otley. He gets 4, 17 for 2.
Otley gets off the mark with a very, very good stroke. Went with the swing. A little bit of shape from Najaf, but he went up and over. Couple of bounces and into the fence. He needed to break the shackles. Power play is very, very important for both teams. With the fall of 2 big wickets, Bears are crawling along. Brave intent shown by Otley though. Got him once again, wide, swinging, and Otley could only manage to get the outside edge on that. Another catch for Lewis, and another wicket falls for the Bears. They're in tatters right now, and Cavaliers on fire.
So not a good ball here from Najaf Shah. Keenar Lewis brought in to keep for the first time in championship game, and he's been part of all 3 dismissals so far. Same method of dismissal. Here we go. Ball angling away, and might have been a rash shot here from Otley considering the way things have gone here. He might regret playing that shot.
Having hit the boundary on the last delivery, he went for that one again, but with Najaf being so tall, that little bit of extra bounce defeated Otley's stroke. It went off the top edge to the keeper. Otley went slightly underneath the ball. There was movement and there was bounce, though the line was a bit wide, but Otley decided to go for it and paid the ultimate price. As we watch again, little bit of extra bounce got him napping because his judgment failed him there. 3 big wickets gone now, and this final is, at the moment, the balance is in Cavaliers' favor thanks to their superb new ball bowling.
So Damian Ebanks, he comes out here at 5. And not the kind of score he would want to see if he was planning to bat at 5. He's one of their better batsmen this series. And he's been among the run. He gets a good one to start. Good swing, good carry here. And Najaf Shah, he's bowling well. 1 for 7 so far. A couple of wickets for Tehran. And the score reads 17 for 3.
Smiles all around on the Cavaliers players' faces after the first 4 overs. And why not? They've started brilliantly. Captain has led from the front. And the ace fast bowler, Tehran, has been immaculate. This one again started pretty close to the stumps, but went away from Ebanks with bounce. Good rhythm from Najaf. it seems very, very hard now how Beers is going to go about it from here on in, because the bowling is good and the pressure of a big game seems to have got them so far, and somebody would need to raise their hand and raise their game for the big occasion.
So we've got 96 balls remaining. Adrian Ali has been quiet, and they're going just over 4 runs and over 4.25. And what a couple of spells of fast bowling we have seen. Rusty Tehran, still one of the best in the business, and Najaf Shah, certainly not an easy customer. But like anything else, Shah, you know your cricket well. Somebody will have to give up the runs. It always happens.
You're right, but one of the top order batsmen needs to dig deep now. They need to reassess what's a good total on this helpful pitch.
And it's good to see that the leadership here of Somerset Cavaliers have persisted with Rusty Tehran. He's bowled a couple of overs already. They have brought him back to come with over number 3, and I think a very good plan here.
Yeah, that's good thinking, because they have very, very able backup as well to Tehran and Najaf in the shape of Khalil and Andre Russell, who hasn't been needed. And when it comes to spin, they've got Tahir, Ashar Zadi and Gauss. So plenty of options for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, sure. As in the case of their spin bowling, quite a variety. We have a couple of off spinners. We've seen Tahir having a good series. And Asad Gauss, another off spinner. He's a very good quality off spinner. He comes in, and Zaidi will give you the left arm orthodox. So they do have a variety of all kinds. Probably missing a right arm leggy.
You're absolutely right. And they got their combination sorted. I mean, that's Adrian Ali in test match mode. Push it straight down the ground to mid-on. I think Ali has decided that he wants to hang around and try and anchor the innings, whilst the big guns can come and play their shots at the other end. Ali has done well, but the other half of the plan hasn't worked so far.
Yes, Shah, Ali is a top order batsman. And during this series, he's batted at pretty much every position, every game. But he's a top order batsman, and he senses what has happened here. And when he realizes we're just in the 5th over, he knows somebody will have to bunker down here. And the last thing you want, another wicket to fall. They're struggling here at 20 for 3.
Big shot as wrapped on the pads, Ebanks. He got himself in a bit of a tangle. Signaled as leg by the umpire. Runs coming mainly in singles. Lenny?
Yes, Shaw, we've only seen one boundary, and that is off the bat of Otley. And by the way, if we want to keep a tab on how many 4s and 6s were struck in this tournament, here we go, 598 4. We came into this game with 597 4s, and we've seen one already, so make that 598. Oh, cut away. That's a good-looking shot here from Adrian Ali. It goes up the backward point. A much-needed boundary here for California Bears. Give him width, give him shortness, and he pouched on it, and that's a good-looking shot for 4.
Absolutely. As we were saying, Ali has decided he's going to have to dig deep. This time he got the opportunity to free his arms with the width on offer, and he just caressed it, didn't try to hit it too hard. Just placed it away from the fielder. Third man was there, but towards the right of Tahir. He couldn't do anything about it.
So 8 in the over so far. So 5 overs gone. Ali and Damien Ebanks battling through. 25 for 3, and Shaw, just to quickly round up here, we've seen 371 6s in the tournament so far, and that of course includes games in the stadium and the 3 other fields that have been used for the series. We've seen 25 half century, And we've seen 700, so one of which was made by Damian Ebanks. And we've seen 10 T20 maidens or whatever the matches were for. So we welcome back Vinod Mamchan. And Vinod, we've seen a good start here from Somerset Cavaliers.
They're a very good bowling unit in Najaf Shah, and at the top of the order is always a handful. And they run. We saw him coming into his own in the semi-finals, and he continues his good work. 25 for 3. He banks and Adrian Ali at the crease at the moment. Adrian Ali is no slouch with the bat. And he banks, of course, got 100 in this year's tournament. So it's just a period where they need to consolidate a bit, and still a lot of overs to go. 15 is not a lot, and they can still post a competitive total. Mohamed Khalil, who was one of the stars of the finals last year, is going to continue the attack.
It's a good shape again here from the left arm seamer. We see Najaf Shah getting the ball to move away from the left-hander. And he's had already one left-hander to bowl to Sunil Narain, but he's back in the hut.
Good shape by the left-arm seamer. It's always difficult to take the ball away from the left-hander for the left-hand seamer. This is short and wide outside the off stump. He's lucky to have gotten away with that. In fact, he's not going to get away with it. It's a wide. A short and wide, and he banks looking to get across and cut it for 4. He didn't make contact, but the umpire signals a wide.
Yeah, that's one of the irony of bowling, and within the rules of cricket, rule number 25, which states that if you've not given the batsman a fair opportunity to score, if you're bowling wide, you will be called. And at a set time, you as a bowler has to contain the batsman.
This is outside the off stump again, and allowed to go by. He banks. Has a cursory look at the umpire, as if to suggest the previous delivery was closer to me, and you call that wide.
Yeah, Vinod, a couple of occurrences here. If things goes well, Shazam Babwa, Adrian Ali, they've already been part of 3 winning units over the years.
What about Najaf Shah? He has won the last 2 titles, 2016 with the US All-Stars and last year with the Cavaliers.
Yeah,
in
sure.
the finals again.
Yep, and he will be certainly in a different category as they come back for an overthrow here. Yes, definitely Najaf Shah. He's up there to probably be one of the successive of man to have been in winning units. Babwa and Adrian Ali would have done it twice when Trinidad and Tobago won.
Well, Babwa actually has 3 titles under his belt. He would have won one after that with Smart Choice out of Houston. And Ali has also been, playing for the Tigers. He has now switched allegiance. This is a beautiful delivery. Drew him into the shot, and then there's peel off and just missing the outer half of the bat. And Ebanks has to just negotiate this difficult little period here.
Yeah, a lot of players, quite a few players on 3.
Well, Ebanks is on form, and he's not in good enough form to have nicked that last delivery.
And even William Perkins, he's also there with...
Louder people like before, not out says the umpire. That's a beautiful delivery by Khalil. And you can see Ebanks tentatively coming forward because he was expecting that delivery to move away from him. That one was just angled into him, struck him on the pad. I like to see, they thought probably for height. He got away based on height. He's a tall man and he struck him on the thigh pad. Well, the score is now 29 for 3. Ebanks is on 3. He's the captain of this unit. And Adrian Ali, the pocket dynamite, is on 10.
So a rebuilding mode here for Adrian Ali and certainly Ebanks. Interesting to note, Vinod, they have lost their 3 wickets in the very similar dismissal fashion. Caught behind, Keenar Lewis picking up 3 catches behind.
It's a little time he struck on the pad, and he's going to see that dreaded finger. Adrian Ali is unhappy. I don't know what he's indicating to the umpire, but he's on his way and looking. He fell across his stumps, looking to play through the onside, and that delivery was sneaking back into him. It struck him in front. Let's have a look at it on the replay. He's signaling as if to suggest he was way down the crease. This is not a good behavior from Adrian Ali. You have been given out by the umpire. You just need to walk out. Well, if he didn't get back onto that, that's plumb in front. That would have taken the middle stump and take it a long way as well. I think he's suggesting that it's going down the leg side. My oh my.
So 29 for 4, California Bears. They're struggling here a bit. Shazam Babwa comes out here. And still 80.
At the replay again. To me, that looked very adjacent.
Yeah, ball on target there. Can't complain too much. So 84 balls remaining. Shazam Babwa walks to the middle. He's batting a 6 and certainly not 29 for 4. He wanted to see if he was planning to come at 6.
But he's the right man for the occasion here at the moment. He's a fighter. He has done it for many teams that he has played for over the years.
So it could be a bowling change at the top end of the ground. So Rossi Tehran gets a break. 3 overs, 2 for 13. And it looks like Sean Finley has been given the ball. So Sean Finley has played briefly at the West Indies top level. And we're coming out to bowl to Damian Ebanks. And Ebanks, the way things have gone here, Vinod, has been quite subdued so far.
Yes, well, the ball is not coming onto the bat as these guys would like. Again, you're seeing the early morning game. Started at 10, so it shouldn't be as bad as it was for the previous games that got off around 9 o'clock.
So ball guided away up the third man, just a single. And Mohamed Khalil. Good showing again here by Somerset Cavaliers, and if they win this game here today, they're really on a winning streak. They have won 10 games in a stretch here at the US Open, dating back to last year. And this is match number 11. Should they win this, this is a winning streak extending to 10 games so far, and this is the 11th. And like anything else, it doesn't matter about the other 10. This one is championship game.
Yes. Well, included in those 10 victories on the trot would have been another championship victory. The finals last year.
And we know the part of the country where they come from, Somerset Cavaliers, of course, as the name suggests, from the Somerset Township in New Jersey. They're one of the top teams there locally. Although, like anything else, they don't have the services of Tehran and a couple of the, like Andre Russell is not around at the local level. Keenar Lewis is not around, but still, a couple of the guys sitting on the bench, they're excellent cricketers.
This delivery is played away to a wide third man for a single. The score moves on by 1. It's now 32 without loss. Sorry, I'm saying without loss for 4. I'm becoming a Bears fan.
Yeah, 32 without loss is a dream here for California Bears. We've seen some very good bowling from Rusty Tehran and Najaf Shah to really put pressure on them. And when I say pressure by taking wickets, 4 of them.
Well, Baba has acres of space just on the onside, And he pulls this one away from outside the off stump down to backward square, 3/4 of the way to the boundary, and gets a single.
So Shazam Babwa, Vinod, as we were making points in the box over the last couple of days, that T20 cricket has really prolonged some players' career to go a little bit more further, and one of which Shazam Babwa.
Yes, it has.
He's an excellent T20 player, and the advent of T20 over the years has really prolonged his career. He himself would admit that he wanted to give up, but he's still a valuable asset to T20 cricket, can bowl off spin, can hit the ball, and he's still among the runs from time to time. You look at Rusty Tehran, for example, what does an international player does when he's not playing at the top level? He looks around for T20 cricket, and really valuable asset is Rusty Tehran, Wayne Parnell.
Yes, these guys, they have become journeyman cricketers, and they have been going all around the world in every little league and playing some of the top leagues as well, and they've kept their careers, alive, and they've kept themselves relevant in terms of the sport.
Yeah, you look at the performance of Wayne Parnell. What he didn't do with the ball, he came up with a bat. And in fact, along with Malhotra and Rizwan Chima, he was really the top 3 batsmen for US All-Stars. So Khalil will continue his 33 for 4.
This delivery is whipped away on the onside. Andrew Russell moves to his right at mid-on and gets us a wide mid-on. Can't prevent the single.
So California Bears going at 4.7.
In fact, he does prevent the single. My mistake. Haven't seen an appearance by Amir Rana just yet this morning.
Yeah, Vinod, I called Uber this morning. So how would it be MIA too?
He probably had a late night.
Yeah, actually, well, I would know because he dropped me. He dropped me off, and I wouldn't reveal on national TV what time we got in, but
probably dropped you home just with enough time to have a shower and turn back and come to the ground. 33 for 4.
Well, I couldn't get through to him this morning, and I would blame it on technology and says he didn't have a phone charger.
One hopes that he's okay.
I wonder what suit he's wearing today.
That could be the issue. Probably doesn't know which one suits him to come to this final, such a big event.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be on the main stage at some point, or
finds himself there.
So 33 for 4.
Amir Rana has great footworks.
And Vinod, the people are still talking about last night's game. Really a cracker of an event.
What a game. One as if Jasker and Malhotra was there for a couple of deliveries more, if the results might have been different. This delivery is pulled away by Babwa, and lucky for him he didn't time it better. It might have landed into the fielder's hands at deep backward square on the boundary. He had to fetch it, and it took the top edge of the bat. So one more to Babwa. There's no energy out there. This is a final, and no energy shown by Babwa and the Banks at the moment.
Well, they've been rocked back with 4 wickets. And once the bowling get on top of you by creating opportunities and seizing opportunities, it becomes a little bit of a bowling dominance. And the batsman certainly, we know, under pressure here. Even Damian Ebanks, who's been quite fluent in the tournament, he has had to kind of come up with a plan B here to try and buy some time.
Well, that was a good shot. He delayed playing that square and he was able to get it away to the right of the man sweeping down at the cover boundary. And he gets 36 for 4 now. He banks on 7. Babu on 3, still finding their way out there. The pitch not as quick as they would like.
Yeah, the wickets in the stadium have played well. In fact, in the early days of cricket in the stadium, was a little bit sluggish and a little bit low, but this venue having hosted 8 T20 International. Bangladesh were here not too long ago. The Indians were here a couple of years ago, and West Indies, of course, having hosted a couple of international events here. Work has gone into the square, and we have seen good result of that, Vinod.
Yes, it plays well now, and as soon as the moisture lifts off, the ball comes nicely onto the bat, and this is why you could have seen innings like last night, well, at least scores like last night, nearly 400 runs scored in just 30 overs. Babu squared up there. This time it's going to run away down to third man. Just a single. And Shazi Babu, if he stays in there for any length of time, he has the ability to step it up.
Yeah, sure. He can give the ball a good tap. And I think purposefully Najaf Shah and the leadership of our Somerset Cavalier hasn't brought on any spin because Shazam Babwa, he likes to go big.
Well, Banks is trying to go big. He advances down the track and swats this away down to long off for 1. I'm seeing 278 on the back on his shirt, Lenny, and that has to be a significant number. I'm sure that you might have an idea.
Not at all. I'm looking at some numbers here, and the only numbers very close to 278 is that, well, in fact, very far from 278. Diving take here from Keenar Lewis. Might have been lucky not to be called a wide. May have touched something on his way through. Yes, Vinod, no 278 here at all. I'm trying to pick your brain a little bit here and wonder, was there a 278 in this tournament? No relation to what has happened with the shirt. The shirt would have been printed a month ago, I'm pretty sure. But I know in the stadium had a couple of double hundreds.
Double 100 games, eh?
Yeah, I think Sanford team, they posted, what, 240 plus?
Yeah. 236, I believe. Yes, 236. The All-Stars posted 246 when they won by 123 runs. Again, testament to a good batting strip.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to pick the numbers up. Ball sliding down the leg side from Sean Finley. It's hard to pick up the numbers sometimes. You've got to hear the story actually from the players, why the numbers sometime. But what I've seen in this tournament, I've seen a lot of names on the shirt, probably for players who haven't really made the open at the last minute. I've seen Gulbadin Naib.
Yeah.
His shirt's somewhere around. Somebody's wearing them.
I'm seeing Evan Lewis as well.
Yep.
In fact, that has been worn by Andre Fletcher. But that's a wide, and the Baba would have had to have contacted the same Uber guy that you contacted this morning to reach that.
Yeah, pitched and moved further away. And so Sean Finley has lost the plot here a little bit. In the meantime, Babwa and Ebanks would be quite happy with getting some relief. There have been some very tidy bowling here from the unit. Yeah, and also, Vinod, I've seen a couple of players, if they're using someone else's shirt, have really blacked out the name by tape. I've seen a couple of shirts going around this tournament.
down the leg side, should be called wide, and it is.
So 41 for 4. And if you're just joining the broadcast, let's see what has happened so far. Fletcher for 2, Narain for 3, Ali for 10, Otley for 4.
Sonny's dropped, and what a miss that was. Mohamed Khalil down at third man, and Sean Finley stands and looks at the turf in disgust. 42 for 4.
Yeah, Cavaliers catching is the opposite of what has happened last night. Everything that went up into the night and that came down back were taken, and today we've seen a couple of chances put down. And I'm pretty sure California Bears won't mind. They're batting a 42 for 4. We've seen a couple of chances got spilled, and that would have been even more trouble here for the Bears.
Khalid has an opportunity to make amends. He has the ball in his hands now.
Yeah, he's bowling a 2 for 7. Couple of overs, ball hitting him on the chin. And the irony there, Vinod, if you take the catch, you don't get hit.
Yes.
That's after the fact.
Short delivery and helped the way around the corner. Not timing it well, but the ball was not coming onto the bat. So he's having difficulties with his 2-pace pitch.
So we've got 65 balls remaining between Babwa and Mohamed Khalil. They have posted a partnership of 14. And what's the relevance of a partnership of 14? It's the highest partnership so far. Damian Ebanks, a century in this tournament, but what a different day here. Oh, this one is clubbed towards long off. Tahir Khan, one of the better fielders here of Somerset Cavaliers. He comes up with a well-judged catch. And the 5th wicket goes down. Damian Ebanks has to go. Khalil strikes 43 for 5.
Yes, 43 for 5, and that was Khalil making amends, although it was Baba who got the life in the last over, courtesy of him. This was Khalil getting Ebanks, the big man, out. So this final is turning out to be not as what we expected. Shafizal comes in, and pretty soon there'll be, in fact, probably it's a good time now to have a double change, as he is bringing his good friend with him, the man from Iva's School of Broadcast. Come on here, Audley.
Thank you very much, Vinod and Lenny. The stranglehold that the Cavaliers has got over the Bears, nothing's changed since we last left. Not many runs being scored, and wickets are falling as well. 43 for 5 now, well into the 10th over, and you could say that Cavaliers are right on top. As I welcome along Audley in the comm box.
Good morning, Faisal. Here we are this morning, bright, a day that is worthy of the finals.
Short lifting from Khalil. Chin music for Babwa. Must say he played well though. Just swayed out of the line at the very last minute. Given as wide by the umpire after confirmation from the square leg umpire that it was over the head. Good delivery nonetheless.
Rightly so, given a wide. And what a difference a day makes. Yesterday morning it was very overcast, and eventually, you know, we had some rain, which curtailed play. But we are here today, bright and sunny, in sunny South Florida.
Big shot. Umpire shakes his head. Excellent delivery once again from Khalil. Swinging back into the right-hander. Hit him slightly high as Babwa is rubbing his thighs. Smiles all around.
Yes. Good delivery. And the wicketkeeper was down on his knees as if he was begging the umpire for something. But of course, he was not interested. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but last night, too much can't be said about the shootout. I call it the shootout and OK Corral. And the main protagonist being beaten outside the off stump through to the keeper.
Once again, terrific delivery from Khalil. Going back to last night, oddly you're right, that was the game of the tournament. And everything hinged on small mistakes here and there. But we have to commend the umpires. The decision that caused the stir last night was reviewed many times during the night. And it was concluded that that was a top decision under severe pressure by the umpires. Because when the bails were broken, Tariq hadn't crossed Malhotra. And the right decision was made. After a lot of fuss at the time, which was quite understandable, as the next one's been edged to the boundary. Glenn got squared up, but got the outside edge, and a much-needed boundary for Beers.
Yes, much needed. They are crawling their way to the 50 mark. Next milestone, 50. They are crawling their way towards the 50. Yes, and the main protagonist last night was Andre Russell. 109 or 108 in 40 deliveries, 13 maximums.
Khalil strays this time. Excellent take from Lewis, who's having a fantastic day behind the stumps. And the boundary count, oddly, for this tournament has already reached a whopping 599. So there has
incredible. And of course, the other protagonist in last night's encounter was Malhotra, where the dismissal that you're referring to. And we are saying that if Malhotra stayed there, the result might have been different because it was touch and go, the final 3 deliveries. And even the final 2, you weren't sure who was going to win that match. So it was really a top-notch match. And I'll join you in saying maybe that's the top match for the entire tournament for this 10th edition of the US Open.
You're right in saying that, oddly. But the final, as you said, it's a beautiful day here. Perfect settings here at Central Broward Regional Park at Fort Lauderdale. But the contest is a bit timid as Cavaliers are proving too strong. Halfway mark of the Bears innings. They've only crawled along to 50 and half the side is back in the hutch.
You're so right. And it took them 10 overs to get to that 50. So will there be an explosion in the final 10? Indeed, for them to have a remote chance of winning in this final, they will have to accelerate greatly for the final 10 overs. And remembering half the size is in the pavilion.
Yeah, they got to work really hard to get some sort of total because their bowling is exceptional as well. Akil Hussain is in sensational form with his new variation, which is slightly more than an arm ball, which swings really, really fast into the batsman. And not to forget, the world beater, the world class, Sunil Narayan in their ranks as well.
Yes, indeed. He pinch hit at the top this morning, wasn't quite successful. He stayed around for a little while and he was out caught behind by Lewis.
Swing and a miss once again from Babwa. It's Glenn, beg your pardon. But the bowling has been good. And Sean Findlay, we were mentioning the option that the Cavaliers had I was mentioning it with Lenny in the morning, and we didn't even mention Finley. And look at him, the way he's bowling. They have got very, very good strength and depth, the Cavaliers.
Yes, indeed. Two very strong team, and it's appropriate that they are here in the finals. It's touch and go. It could have been the All-Stars. They also deserve to be here, but unfortunately, just one team could have made it last night.
Yeah, that game was worthy of any final, I would say this.
You need to keep watching Mac TV for that replay. It's mactv.com. Keep watching. It's 24/7 cricket channel.
This tries to guard it past Zaidi. He's sharp at backward point. Yeah, the Facebook page of the Mac TV had highlights of all the games, all the big games that's been happening thick and fast. So if you're catching up on the weekend, you can go back and watch some of the scintillating action here that had been happening last few days. An absolute pleasure, this event, to be part of.
Indeed it is, and it's getting bigger and better every year. More international players have played at the, not just from different countries, but as player of the highest level for their country, and they are playing right here in the US Open, especially the 10th edition this year.
Yeah, 11 overs gone, and oddly the fact remains that there's been no spin yet, although Cavaliers have got in their ranks the likes of Zaidi, Tahir and Gauss, but still they're persisting with the pace attack. The pace battery is four-pronged, and we still haven't seen Russell as yet, so that's the depth I was talking about in their lineup.
Yes, but even last night, with all what was happening, Russell did not bowl, so we are wondering, we were speculating if his arm, his shoulders, maybe he is trying to stay away from bowling, keep those shoulders well, strong and rested to hit the balls over the boundary.
You're right, but Khalil starts the fresh over, and the stranglehold that the Cavaliers have had is no signs of it getting loose. Glenn and Babwa are trying their best, but once again Babwa flashes at thin air, get nowhere close to the ball.
Yeah, he's on 8 from 18. The main point is if he stayed here, he will make runs at sometimes. Oh, been choked there by the bowler. Ball ran out on the offside.
Khalil has got a very quick arm action, very deceptive off the wicket. Still,
as we watch the replay,
in his prime, he was even quicker with this arm, this action. He was very deceptive. And he got right to the top of the international cricket and represented Pakistan.
Down the leg side, wide given by the umpire, rightly so.
This time he lets his discipline go, concedes an extra. But all these Cavalier bowlers, they're running in and bending their back, and they're getting plenty out of the wicket. We've seen good movement all the way through, starting from Tehran, Najaf, and now Khalil and Finley. It's an excellent track prepared by the curators. Good pace and bounce on it.
Tehran turns out to be a very, very good competitor. Last night, the first 2 wickets, he got the first 2 wickets for his side, and he came back and he broke that partnership, getting Wayne Parnell caught. And today, again, he was the one that struck early, getting the first 2 wickets, and he still has an over to go in the reserve. So the bowlers are very much on top at the moment. It's only 54 for 5 after 11.5 overs.
As this one has been launched in the air, has he got enough on that? Yes, he has, into the grassy banks, and Babwa breaks the shackles.
Yes, they have been waiting for a long time, and here it comes. They were not disappointed. This time, the ball was high and long and way over the boundary. Another USA US Open maximum.
Khalil tried Baba with a short pitch delivery, but he picked up the length very, very quickly. He just launched it, got it right off the meat of the bat. Baba has gone up to 14 of 21 now. We're in the 12th over.
And I think this year, the amount of maximum that is being hit has to be a record. You mentioned earlier on the amount of boundaries, but the amount of sixes, that will have to be up there as a record.
372 with the addition of this 6. It's been a whopping number of 6s, plenty of entertainment. So we are one shy of 600 boundary 4s, as we mentioned earlier.
Wow. Lot of entertainment, lots of entertainment, I can tell you. And a lot of people, the spectators, they're coming here. When they get the one, yes, but they're coming here to watch that ball, and it's just to watch the fielders stargaze as the ball would fall way over on occasions. Sometimes it's tipped over the boundary, but still 6 runs.
Slow delivery from Khalil deceived the attacking intents of Glenn, as this over has been brought to an end. 12 gone now, 61 for 5 beers.
Yes, they'll have to step up the momentum. We need someone to put an added impetus there, because the overs are running out. But I think they're doing a wise thing, seeing it's only 5 wickets to go, so they're trying to stay, consolidate, keep the scoreboard ticking, and then maybe the final 5 overs, they'll open the shoulders and start hitting the ball away.
That was a much better over considering the previous ones. 8 came off that. So that's the kind of rate they need to continue. But they have to make sure as well at the same time, because they can't afford to lose any more wickets in a rush. Their bowling is really good. So runs on the board in this final could be very, very important.
That is so true. They just can't afford to lose any more wickets at the moment.
In the air, but over the points fielder. Sweepers coming around, but that hit the gap as well. And 4 runs. Babwa continues his rich vein of form that he's found in the last few deliveries. A 6 followed by this boundary propels Beers to 65.
Much needed boundary. Just keep on ticking. The 1s, the 2s, the 4s, the occasional 6, and then when the right time comes, then they will start buccaneering.
Good comeback from Findlay. Get Babwa hopping, short and rising delivery.
Bowler walking very slowly back.
Babwa looking to get through the gap. Zaidi is deep at backward point. Good run, good response from Glenn, who's backing up and called immediately.
Six for 5 after 12.5 overs.
Slight field adjustment for Glenn as Russells move into a wide slip, almost in a 3rd slip position. Fine leg is up in the ring as well. That gap that was created results in a single for Glenn, as Findlay had to go and fetch the ball himself. 6 of the over so far, Audley.
Yes, not bad. That one, just as you mentioned, the vacancy that was created. Batter, Babwa say thank you.
Once again in the air, Fielder's going back paddling. Will he get it? No, he has not. The slight confusion between the skipper and Gauss, and they're furious at that, but a chance has went begging. And Babwa, still alive, is trying to push this innings together. Got lucky on that occasion.
Yes, the onus was on the man running in. He should have been the one that's taking the catch. He should have called off the captain that was coming towards him. But no, it wasn't done, and the confusion caused the catch to be spilled. So now that's spilled milk, so they got to just regroup and try to do it again.
Russell's moved back into the slip now for Glenn. That means Cavaliers still looking for wickets. They don't want to allow a partnership to develop even at this stage with 5 wickets down.
Easy single.
End of the 13 overs. 8 runs off it. Once again, another good one for the Bears. They're looking like getting some sort of momentum. 16 are coming off the last 2 overs. 69 for 5 after 13 overs.
Indeed, they have upped the momentum. And yes, they need to do that plus, because if they are entertaining any chance of winning this match. We know cricket is a game of glorious uncertainties, but they need to post something that they can defend. So up to 10, 11, 12.
As we look around this beautiful day here today, the sun is out in its full glory. The cricket is exciting and exhilarating. And these images coming through to you. Our production team is right on the button today. As we watch spin, as about to watch spin for the first time from the southern end, the left-arm orthodox spin of Ashar Zaidi has been called into action by Najaf, and he's going to start his bowling to the left-handed Glenn.
One of our fellow commentators just walked into the box. Ivor Henry, you'll be hearing from him a little later. 70 for 5. 13 overs and 1 ball. And it's the California Bears. And will the... Oh, a big one is coming toward. Is it enough? Is it? Oh, no, was not enough.
Xavier Marshall did his best, tried to jump and catch the ball and stay inside the field at the same time. Could only parry the ball back into the field. These catches are never easy. As the rope was too close to him, he tried to jump and just parried the ball. Another opportunity went a begging, but I don't think the Bears will be complaining too much. They're behind the 8 ball, and they could do with all this luck coming their way in helping them some sort of a total.
Most importantly, though, is that he saved at least 5 runs. It would have been 6.
It was fairly reasonably struck as we watched Zaidi. And this tournament, we've been watching the left-arm spinners coming with a new variety that can be called either an arm ball or it exaggerated swing on the ball. As this one again with the angle went away from the left-hander. Couldn't get hold of that. And the past master of that in this tournament has been Akil Hussain. He's found that new variety. He just slides the ball into the right-hander as if a big booming in swinger. And we also saw a couple of batsmen just shouldering arm and getting bowled on leg before. As this one didn't swing at all and eludes Lewis.
Oh, wonderful work down by behind the keeper by Sean Finley. Prevented what would certainly be 4 wides.
Still got 3 runs to the total. 5 of the over so far from this Zaidi over. This one has been launched over long off, and it's going, and gone.
Absolutely no doubt about that one. It was always going to be 6, just a matter of how big.
He got hold of that all right, and Glenn giving good support. Baba has been on a bit of a roll lately, but this time it's been Glenn, and the partnership propels once again, clearing his front leg, and it was in the arc as he swings at this one again and finds the boundary. That's back-to-back boundaries, and Glenn is joining the party, and Bears are making a comeback.
They have definitely upped the ante. Yes, this is what we've been asking for. They wisely stayed in the middle just before the 10th over and consolidated, and now they have opened their shoulders and hitting the ball for 6s and 4s.
15 of the last over, so that makes 31 of the last 3 overs, and that has been
partnership of 41.
Yeah. And okay, we got a slight change. As we see Russell lumbering up at the far end. Is he going to bowl?
Yeah, we commented earlier on that he did not bowl in yesterday's match, and we have not seen him bowl, I think, in the entire tournament. But
he did bowl earlier oddly in a few games.
Okay, he did. Okay, okay. My mistake. I was wondering if there was a shoulder problem why he wasn't. I'm just reminded by Ivor that on field number 1, where we were the first 3 days, that he did bowl on field number 1.
The partnership has brought some hope for Bears. 41 runs partnership. They were 43 for 5 and reeling when these two came together. Babwa is on 22 of 27 balls, and Glenn is on 18 of 14 deliveries with 6 overs remaining. They still have a chance to put a competitive total looking at their bowling lineup. That'll be very, very interesting to see the last 6 overs.
Anything in excess of 150, I think, will be looking good. I don't know if it will be defendable, but from here, I'm looking for anything over 150, 160, and even more.
It's flared away and finds the fence as well. The good batting from Babwa continues. Russell providing him with the width and freed his arms. Babwa got it right off the mid of the bat.
Now that's what they've been waiting for. 4 runs and a couple more of that in this over would really help. A quick single this time. Just keep the scoreboard ticking. That's very important for the California Bears. And of course the Cavaliers would be doing their best to keep it to a minimum. Scoring, that is.
This one, Glenn's got him away. Sweepers back there. It's funny in cricket how the momentum changes. Few years ago, they were hardly dealing in singles, plenty of dot balls, and the score was going nowhere. But a couple of boundaries got both these batsmen going, and now runs are hard to stop. 6 runs already of this Russell over as we reach 90 for 5. In the 15th over, Russell bends his back, but the umpires... He's just called 1 for the over. He looked around to his partner to confirm.
Yes. Oh. 1 bounce. 4 runs.
Top edge this time from Babwa as he went for another cut shot. Russell's bending his back, but too short. And Babwa, as they say, when you flash, flash hard. That's what he did. Got another boundary, so that's 10 of the over. And 15 gone, 94 for 5. As we have a slight...
So you'll hear a new voice.
Lenny is going to take charge from Audley, and I'm going to be replaced by Ivor Henry.
Well, at the end of that over, it's Russell in his first over, giving up plenty, all of 10. Good morning to all the folks out there, and if it's evening or night for you, we want to say welcome to the 10th edition of the US Open Finals. It is a Sunday here for us, 94 for 5, and we're saying we're into over number 16. So 15 done and dusted. Good morning, Lenny.
Yes, thanks, Ivor. We've seen a 51-run partnership between Glenn and Shazam Babwa. And Shazam Babwa, no stranger to the US Open. In fact, he's been with winning teams. He's been a couple of times with Trinidad and Tobago. He's come back with smart choice over the years. And now he's into the final here. And he's batted well considering what has really gone on, as we see Najav Shah gets a second spell. The captain, he bowled relatively well at the top. Sent in a couple of good overs, 1 for 7 when he bowled, but you've got to say things have really changed in the matter of a few overs.
So Shaw is back and he's getting a good one. He's in the air, he has the height. Russell is going back, only takes the catch, and the partnership was broken. I would wonder if anyone is knowing that I'm in the com box and I would have bought a wicket. My word.
So Glenn finally goes and breaks the partnership of 51. Well judged catch there from one of the best in T20 business, Andre Russell, and he's having a good series. So the breakthrough comes off the bowling of Najav Shah, his second spell, and Javel Green, who has played a very good hand. 51-run partnership comes to an end. It's 94 for 6.
Yes, well, Shaw first over 1 for 7, and the first delivery that he's starting the come box for. I have a 1 wicket in my column. So the Bears, winning the toss, elected to bat. They're trying to set a target, just 6 away from the century. So the 2 finalists are here, and some prediction were that these 2 teams would have made it to the finals. And folks, if you were wondering, you were not hearing my voice, apart from Wednesday for a short stint, we were on the outer field, field number 1, Audley and myself, doing commentary, doing justice to the outer fields. Well, Lenny,
yes,
you've been here from Friday, I think, and you would have seen last night heroics of Andre Russell.
Yes, certainly we saw a good comeback from Jaskaran Malhotra. And the big question is, if Jaskaran Malhotra was not given out last night, what would have been the result of the match? It could have gone either way still. So Mark Dial, he comes out here batting at number 8. And still 29 balls remaining. Najav Shah, the captain, has played a good game so far, but 94 for 6. And knowing California Bears, they have some quality spinners. Akil Hussain is one, and Sunil Narain, one of the best in the business.
Yes, well, I think the happy hour should be just about now, but there's a new batsman and he's going high and hard, inside out, but there's a fielder down there, runs around in the cover sweeper position, gets the wicket. So Ivor Henry has gone 2 for 2. Well, I should say Shaw has gone 2 for 2.
Yes, a couple of wickets off the bowling of Najav Shah, and a couple of wickets in the comeback stint of Ivor Henry. Shazam Babwa falls for 31, and so we've had consecutive wickets here. Both men who orchestrated a 51-run partnership is back in the hut now, and Shazam Babwa, he perishes. It's 94 for 7.
That was a good running catch there by the man in the deep, and all of a sudden he is on a hat trick. But Eddie would have reminded me that he was on a hat trick from the first wicket. We always tend to think he's on a hat trick from the second, but the hat trick starts from the first. Well, they're scoring at 6.2 run rate. They're going to need much more than that with the likes of Andrew Russell, who seem to have found form. We're looking at the replay. He would have lost the replay momentarily, but indeed it was a good catch down in the deep. So again, they would have won the toss. That is the Bears, and they're trying to set a target. My guess it's not enough. But Stewart walks to the wicket, so we have two new batsmen, both in the zero, have not faced. What will it be, Lenny?
Yes, Ivor, Nathan Stewart, and Mark Dial. Mark Dial, the man on strike. Ball turned into the onside. They're running quickly, and they'll come back for a couple of runs here. So every run will count here for California Bears. Not a good start, but certainly the partnership between Shazam Babwa and Javel Glenn actually has given them a very good platform to build on. Some 29 balls still to be bowled here.
Yes, they're at the stage where they're going to turn dots into one into twos, twos into threes, but that was good running.
And Ivor, the fact remains that if Somerset Cavaliers win here this afternoon, it'll be a second time teams have won consecutively in years. Trinidad did it in the earlier part of the US Open.
And retired.
And now Somerset Cavalier comes into this tournament having won last year. So, and if California Bears win, well, relatively they're one. They will join another 5 or 6 teams who have won only once here at the trips to the US Open.
Yes, 96 for 7. The problem is the wicket column for the California Bears.
Well, the fact is, Ivor, they do have 2 quality bowlers, could give you a very solid 8. You've got Sunil Narain, one of the best in the business, and we've got Akil Hussain, who's bowled brilliantly in the series. He gets a lot of turn on the pitch here. And so I'm thinking, in my opinion, they could give you a solid 8. 97 for 7, 25 balls remaining here.
Well, we're yet to see what Narayan is going to produce. He bowled on the field 1 and he started his proceedings bowling medium pace. Believe it or not, he was bowling medium pace, and the second day he would have bowled his regular spin.
So Navin Stewart, he'll come back for a couple of runs. A man with some bit of CPL experience, having played with the Tridents at some point, and may have played with the Red Steel in the earlier days of this CPL tournament. So 99 for 7, 16 gone. And as we see a little bit of replay here from Najaf Shah. Ball cracked into the offside, but as you would imagine, at this period of T20 cricket, there's always protection out in the deep.
Well, Shaw, he's been going pretty well. He has bowled his 3 overs for some 12 runs. He has taken 3 wickets, and by any standard, that is good cricket. And on the opening day, we would have realized a history in the making, with Badri taking 6 for 17, and in that 6-wicket haul, he would have picked up 500 trot in 1 over.
Yes, Ivor, and in fact, Samuel Badri leads the wicket tally with some 15 wickets. And Akil Hussain, one of the players, and going to come a little bit later on. He's on 14, so a couple of wickets he could put himself to the top. Tahir Khan, the off spinner, given the bowl here, and he played in the final last year. Bowled well, got 3 for 38.
And with all that rain yesterday, the field is still lightning fast here on this Sunday morning.
So ball played into the onside. Good looking shot here from Mark Dial. And he'll pick up a couple of runs. So Mark Dial, he goes up to 5. And Mark Dial, the son of Narain Dial, who would have played first-class cricket for Trinidad and Tobago at some point. 100 comes up here for California Bears. Very psychological score.
Yes, the 101 Dalmatian. Who let the dogs out? 10th edition of the US Open.
So big shot here from Mark Dial. He clears long on. And it goes for a maximum. It's 107 for 7. That's a good looking shot here from Mark Dial.
Yes, indeed. It's a good cricketing shot, but the party is on at this time. We're in the over number 17, so they've got to go gung-ho. 107 for 7. They're going to need much more than that, although you're saying 8 overs out of that should put them in a spot of bother while chasing.
So could be a leg by here, and we would really want to say thank you for all those tuned into the feed. Several ways to watch. You can watch on Facebook, you can watch on Mac TV. And so we want to thank you, whoever in broadcast land. Thanks for tuning in today. And outside of the United States, if you're watching from the UK, it could be late in the afternoon. And if you're watching in Asia, it could be early night there. So we want to say welcome, thanks for the company.
This one is driven. Proper cricketing shot again. I'm thinking that the party should be on, but he was played with good timing down to long off for a single. 109 for 7. So Dale, he is in double figures. He goes on to 11 from 7. Stuart keeping company 3 from 2. He's bowled him, cleaned him up. So Ivor Henry is a wicket taker in this Sunday morning.
Yeah, that's 3 in a row for Ivor Henry. In the meantime, Mark Dial, he goes. Tahir Khan, all straight on the stumps. A cross-looking shot there from Mark Dial. And all of a sudden, California Bears, they've lost their 8 wicket. They're batting at 109 for 8. 18 balls remaining. And a good bowling performance here by Somerset Cavaliers. But runs on the board. Runs on the board.
That's right. But let me remind you that I was always a wicket taker. Remember how many guys I stopped in the 40s? At one stage, they had to make me stand up for a guy to make a 50. Every time they were in the 40s, you remember about 2 years ago? They would always get out in the 40s. Always. So Vinod had to say, I think you need to stand. And I stand. There goes the first 50 of the tournament. That was about 2 years ago. Well, here it's cricket, lively cricket. Yes, indeed, you're listening to, I guess you're watching on the mactv.com. And we're coming to you live from Central Broward Regional Park in the beautiful city of Lauderhill, in the county of Broward, in the state of Florida, and in the country of the United States of America. This is the 10th edition of the U.S. Open. Going, and going.
Yes, Ivor, as we see Akil Hussain comes out to join Navin Stewart. Najaf Shah will finish up here. 3 for 12.
Oh, he found himself in all sort of tangle there. Batting like a real lower order. That was a loosener. That's a worse delivery from Shah. And rather than belting it over the deep backward square leg, he knotted himself in all sort of tangle, but a dot goes into the scorer's book.
So some of the teams that have won at the U.S. Open over the last 9 years, Washington Tigers, United Chargers, Trinidad and Tobago a couple of times. Smart choice, U.S. Tigers. 2015, it was completely washed out. And then last year, in fact, the year before, All Stars won against Al Masafi out of Afghanistan. And last year, Somerset Cavaliers, they have won here, Ivor, and so they have returned to the arena, to the scene of the crime. It's 110 for 8.
Yes, well, this tournament started a day earlier than usual. Started on a Wednesday. In all of the 9 previous years, it would start on a Thursday, go to a Sunday. But now it's Wednesday, and for the first time, we're having the U tournament, which is going to take it over to Monday.
Yes, Ivor, and I think starting on Wednesday has really paid off. Yesterday rain interruption. That was sort of like the reserve day by starting on Wednesday. So what happened essentially yesterday, although we were delayed like 4 hours yesterday, we were still able to get play, and we were back on track. If you weren't here yesterday and you just showed up here today, what rain you're talking about?
That's right. We're on the bright skies. The clouds are still no signs of rain, no threat of rain. Beautiful South Florida day. And when you hear about South Florida, if you're a tourist in the area, we welcome you. If you're a returning resident, we still want to welcome you.
So ball guided away. Good looking shot here from Akil Hussein. Did well to take a ball at chest height. And he kept it down well. Picks up a single, 111 for 8. 14 balls remaining. So a couple of changes for Cavaliers coming into this game. Gajanan Singh is in and Asad Gauss at the expense of Shahir Hassan. And so Gajanan Singh gets a chance today along with Asad Gauss.
Well, he get the desired result. He was looking awkward, not in the proper cricketing stroke, but in 2020, nothing is awkward. If he can duplicate that, who knows? That might very well be his trademark shot. So he goes to 8. That's Stewart, 8 from 5. Hussein keeping company is 1 from 2. So another boundary. This over by far and away the most expensive for Shah. .1.14. So his last delivery in this inning, legal delivery that is, comes up. Let us see what the batter will do with this one. Well, he's going after him. He's going high. He's going far. And 1-2 bounces 4. So by far and away, the most expensive for Shaw. They got after him, got a hold of him. So he would have gone for his 4 overs for 22, but he would have taken some 4 wickets.
So Najaf Shah is done. 119 for 8, 12 balls remaining. And I still think Ivor Henry, it's a good score considering what has really happened. They lost 4 quick wickets. They lost their first wicket at 2, second at 12. Their third wicket at 17, their 4 at 29. They lost their 5th wicket at 43, and then we saw a big partnership. So we've got 12 balls remaining. It's 119 for 8. And it appears Rusty Tehran, the former South African international, comes back into the attack.
Yeah, I wonder if that was a cardinal sin because the long off was up in the 30-yard circle, and that went over his head and 2 bounces down to the boundary. If he was back, it would have been a simple catch. But, you know, it's limited overs where 4 men has to be up in the circle and no more than 5 outside of the circle. So you have to roll the dice sometimes, and this time the batter would have won on that occasion.
Yeah, Rusty Tehran comes back into the attack here, and one of the things about Rusty Tehran, the former South African, he's not only gotten wickets, but he's gotten them early as a bowler. I remember last night he started and he got a couple of wickets in his first over. Got Rizwan Chima and Kinara, one of the other batsmen. And then today he got 2 quick wickets again, so he's been getting wickets in the early stages of his spell.
When a good one going over the back of the bowler must have got a touch on the way because it was not signaled wide. There's an appeal from the keeper. But he's not going to be able to bowl his 4 overs. He would have bowled some 2 overs. This is the penultimate over. And he would have taken some 3 wickets. So, don't know if it was a miscalculation there. With those sort of figures, you would have thought he would have been bowling his allotted 4.
So 11 balls remaining. Ball driven towards the offside. And the ball has gone away for 4, so that's a good-looking shot here from Akil Hussein. Not only productive, but very classy-looking. 123 for 8.
Yeah, welcome boundary. And like we say, this is the penultimate over, so they've got to go gung-ho here. Still have a few wickets in the hut. It's 8 wickets down. You never know what last 2 can do, but they're hoping and wishing to advance it past, let's say, the 140 mark. They're 17 away from that, so indeed they're striking at 6.7. They need to up that some.
Oh,
banging
ball
this one
whipped
into the
away. That's a
turf.
good-looking shot again from Akil Hussein. 1 bounce 4. So he is fighting back. He has gone up to 9. And we've got 9 balls remaining. It's 127 for 8. Very good over here for California Bears.
And again, bowler guilty of straying down the leg side into the pad of the southpaw, and he just whipped it over the short fine leg and down to the boundary. 1 bounce 4. So 2 boundaries in this over so far, and we still have 3 overs left. 3 deliveries left in this over.
Yeah, Rusty Tehran, his costliest over coming into this one has been 7. He's gone for 8 in 2 consecutive balls. He's bowled a dot ball 2. And so by all means, his most costliest over.
Yes, so he's gone for dot 4-4. So let's see if he'll get a hat-trick of boundaries here. That is the hope and wishes of the California Bears. He's going after him again. He's going down with his man down there in the sweeper cover. He goes 1 bounce to him, but he was going after him. It was wide of the mark, but he got Willow on it. So that averts the hat trick. It's dot 4-4-1.
Yeah, white ball. Had he allowed that to go through to the keeper, would have fetched him a single and an extra ball. He chose to play. Got a single. It's 128, 8 balls remaining. Rusty Tehran has had a good series.
Well, Stewart is going for 200 strike rate at this time, so he's got to continue that.
Good bowling here from Tehran. Knowing that the batsman would advance at some point. He gets one into a good zone.
Yes, the batsman was giving himself room, and the bowler followed him. That's good thinking on the bowler's part. He cramped him for room. He can do no more than just get Willow on it and turn it down to the deep mid-wicket area.
Tehran has made a good comeback, but he's gone for 10 in the over. So if you got to say the California Bears would like the way things have gone here in the 19th, can't complain if you got 10 runs in the over. Still a ball remaining. And anything could still happen here. Akil Hussein is batted well for 10. Oh, that's a good-looking shot. He's offering a chance. Oh, he spills it. So another catch goes down. And they come back for 2. So a couple of runs there for Akil Hussein. Ball in the air. In fact, make that 3. 132.
Stuart was that mad because the ball came back into him as a return, and rather than using his hands to stop it, he kicked it away. And it's an unearned run to the Chicago Bears. But the end of his over, and he has gone for some 26 runs from 3, and he will not be able to bowl another in this inning.
Yes, over should have been probably 129 for 9. It's now 132 for 8. 6 balls remaining. Here we go. Akil inside out. Ball in the air. And the fielder came around and got to the ball but did not hold on. Might have been the captain, Najaf Shah, very tall man. So 132 for 8. So Russell comes into the attack to bowl the last 6.
And a wicket. A wicket with his first delivery. It was a good catch in the deep. He had to judge it. It was in the sky for quite a while, but he ran in from the deep and picked him up. Now the question is, would they survive the 20 overs?
So Akil Hussein has to go to 132 for 9. Chris Wood is the last batsman here. And Ivor, we've got 5 balls remaining. A good recovery here by California Bear, considering they lost their first 5 wickets for 43 on the board. So certainly to have recovered to 132 for 9, still a good score here. Good score to bowl. That's when you consider Akil Hussain and Sunil Narain could give you a good 8.
Yeah, well, the pitch is a good one. And I'm making an appeal here. We are the only approved ground in all of North America for 2020 cricket by the ICC. Having 120 overs on this going into 5 days, well, this is the 4th day, I think it's about time that we make an appeal for 50-50 cricket.
So we've got 4 balls remaining. Navin Stewart and Chris Wood. Oh, ball has eluded Keenar Lewis, the keeper, and goes down to the boundary for 4. So we'll have to wait and see. In fact, so 137 for 9. 137 for 9. So Chris Wood, he gets off the mark with a single. It's 138 for 9. Ball played up towards long on. Oh, a big shot here from Navins, in fact, from Chris Wood. And it's gone all the way, so that's a big strike from Chris Wood.
Oh, that's it.
That ends the innings at 145. 145 for 9, and Ivor?
My prediction was just about right. I said they were going to get 140 to 145. They were not bowled out, so a moral victory for the Bears, having not been bowled out. They lost some 9 wickets, 145 for 9. Stewart ended on 15, Wood on 7, and ended on a high, I would say, with that US Open maximum.
Yeah, good score here. You look at the scorecard here, and although Fletcher and the earlier batsman didn't give them a very good start, that's the final ball. Chris Wood out of Hampshire, making sure that the Bears have posted 145 for 9. Here we go. Fletcher, Narain, Ali, Otley, Damian Ebanks didn't contribute much, but we've seen a good knock here from Shazam Babwa. He got 31. Glenn, he got 19. Good bowling here from Cavaliers. Hussain towards the end, he got 13. It's 145 for 9. A beautiful facility here. You look at the bowling figures here. Top of the bowlers here, 3 for 22 from Najaf Shah. Couple of wickets apiece from Khalil and Rusty Tehran. Russell at the end, he picked up 1 for 19. Tahir Khan 1 for 9. And so 145 off 20 overs. So that's the situation here. California Bears batting first. They have posted 145 of their 20 overs. We'll take a short break here at the Central Broward Regional Park and bring you all the action when cricket does resume in about 10 or 15 minutes or so with the news. Somerset Cavaliers will require 146 to win from 20 overs.